good, Lucky Lefty Podcast? We are back. Honora Boys in the building. Brought to you by Honora Whiskey. It is honorawhiskey.com. honorawhiskey.com. And let me tell you, if you choose to drink, by all means, make sure that you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it. Lucky Lefty Podcast, the original Lucky Lefty himself, Malik ZAIRE. I am SD2 Mics. We are brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you're going to drink, make sure you do it responsibly. Also courteous of Believe Network. Soon, August 1st, big announcement coming up. Adding a little bit something extra to the show for all of you daily and weekend betters. We'll get to it. Lucky Lefty Pod on X, Instagram, TikTok, and then subscribe on YouTube, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for right now. Helps with views. And then leave your comments and questions. We respond to all. Home of the Misguided Passion, forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. What's good with it, Left?
We here, man. We here. Another day.
It was so hot yesterday. We wanted to get back. Wanted the people to know we were back. And of course, we didn't get a chance to let the people know, what we've been doing this summer. Left, he's back on the West Coast. Never left the West Coast, but he's a little further west now.
A
little further west, making that transition during the downtime. I myself, man, I enjoyed vacation. And then baby girl came back home for the 4th. She brought a friend with her. I have to tell you about that, bro.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, my brother gave him the blues, though.
Oh, okay.
Funny. My brother gave him the blues on the 4th of July. It was magical to watch him work. Magical to watch him work. Look, hey, it was me and old boy was Reggie on the original Bad Boys.
Yes, sir.
And I was Martin and my brother was playing Will Smith. So it was fun time. Everybody still laughing about it. And then, of course, we had my dad's annual golf classic. Shout out to the sponsors, the golfers, everybody that came out. As always, we are supporting the cause for early detection for all men, particularly men in the African-American community when it comes to going ahead and get colonoscopy and getting out in front of cancer and colon cancer. So we're always pushing the envelope on that and encouraging everyone to go out and get tested. So I had a test recently too while we were off, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. I had one of mine. This is my second one. And it's nothing worse than waking up towards the end of the procedure and they're still inside of you, bro. This is nothing worse. Nothing worse. Bro, when I tell you, thank God they were at the tail end of the procedure. But I was like, yo, I couldn't imagine.
What do you do in that case, I guess?
You're still under heavy medication. It's not like you're going to jump up. You just become conscious, like starting to come out of that consciousness. It's really like it's like sleep. And you know how you start to wake up and you can hear things going on around you, but you are still trying to wake up. It was like that. It was like that. It was a heck of an experience, bro.
I don't know how you do it, man. That's a little different now. It's a little different. Can't lie to you. I always, getting surgery. It's always an interesting thing because you worry about everything, but then, the waking up is just such a funny thing because everybody has a different wake up story from the anesthesia, and you just it's hard to pull yourself together. It's crazy how that stuff works. You like think you in it, but you're not in it at all. So it's one of those things.
Man, it wasn't that bad. I just found it funny. I was like, oh man, I'm sure I'm supposed to still be asleep, but oh well, it's all good. Look at the podcast. We're gonna talk some quarterbacks today. You teased it a little bit on yesterday, and I want to make sure I'm very clear when I say this. Because I was thinking about saying the word real as in REAL. Then I was thinking about saying the word legitimate. Then I thought about the word authentic. And what I came up with to describe the quarterback competition, this is the first truly competitive quarterback competition at Notre Dame in a long time. So if I said, yes, if I said real, people were like, what are you saying? Tyler and Drew Pine had a real competition. What are you saying? Steve Angeli had a competition last year with Riley Leonard. What are you saying? They go on down the line. This is the first truly competitive where it is literally one day the other can be considerably better than the other competitor or edge out the other guy on a day-to-day basis.
On a day-to-day.
Regardless who you have as the betting favorite right now, the skill set and the talent of these two young men have set up the stage for a quarterback competition that I can't wait to play out, that can literally see both men winning the day multiple days throughout camp. It could also see one individual take off early in camp and not give up the lead. It's one of those games where you say, man, who do you think is going to win? Man, I can really see it going one of three ways. I really can. And those are games that you just don't want to really put money down on if you're a bettor, because it could go either way. Kind of like this Canelo Bud Crawford match.
Who you got? Who you got? Who you got?
Left right now, I don't even know. I don't know right now, Left. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to wait up until like the day before to try to get a feel. I just don't know. And that's because you have two great fighters. And I believe in this quarterback competition, we thought Notre Dame had two really good quarterbacks here going to camp that they could win double-digit games with, in the form of Riley Leonard and Steve Angeli. We both believe both of those quarterbacks could win.
Yes.
And we were strictly talking regular season. The schedule is tougher this year as it sits now. You know how schedules work out. If we're sitting here in July and the schedule could look daunting, and then you get to like the beginning of November and you're like, I didn't know that team was going to suck this year. I didn't know that team was going to stink this year. Like, are we expecting Navy to be the same quality team they were last year just because they bring in some people back? right? You just never know how these seasons go. But ultimately, this is going to be fun, man. And this is why I tell Notre Dame fans to sit back and relax. Stop, don't jump the bit. Don't be so gung-ho. Just sit back and enjoy having two talented young men. We had a talented duo last year that we thought could win multiple games. This year, I'm going to be honest, Notre Dame can win multiple games in the playoffs with both of these guys, in my opinion. Not just in the regular season. I think the cutoff for Steve Angeli was probably first round playoff last year.
First round playoffs.
First round, they can beat Indiana with Steve Angeli. I think they could have beaten Indiana with Steve Angeli. Could they have beaten Georgia with Steve Angeli? After watching that game again, the way they were able to protect Riley, was able to make some plays, I can't see it. Steve Angeli did show himself.
Would have been looking like Steve would have been looking like the Texas quarterbacks against Georgia, just sitting duck. Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Right? Then Steve looked okay against Penn State in spots.
He didn't play the full game, though. That's the thing.
He didn't play the full game, and then I would not have won him against Ohio State. So I think his cutoff was that first game. I think both these quarterbacks can win multiple games in a playoff scenario. That's the confidence I have in their gifts, in their talents. Now they have to go out on the field and show us what they are and what they're made of. And that is something that we hope we can start to see show fruit during fall camp. So right now, we're not going to do today. We're not going to have any bias come through. We're not going to have any thoughts about who should start this plan versus that plan. We got plenty of time for that, especially once we start getting intel during camp. We got plenty of time for that. What I want to do now, today, is literally just look at each individual, their strengths, what they bring to the team, what we've seen in limited snaps, and what we saw during the spring game. Left, you want to start it off? Because I can start it off, and then I can just throw you the oop.
I think you get started off. I'll jump off of what you're throwing out.
Okay, all right. Let me bring it to court. Throw you the oop real quick. Kenny Minchey, CJ Carr. Their paths are totally different. Both of them are parting gifts of now offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, former offensive coordinator for Notre Dame, and former quarterback for Notre Dame, Tommy Rees. This was his last two. Hey, you tip your cap. These are the last two quarterback recruits brought to Notre Dame by Tommy Rees.
Yes, they are.
So that said, CJ Carr he was much ballyhooed, right? Went out to the Elite 11, outperformed what most people thought he would do at the Elite 11. Kenny Minchey, late addition, very late addition in the 24 class. I'm sorry, the 23 class. And now, in my opinion, Kenny Minchey, from what we have heard, you read in multiple sources say, he's a very quiet kid, we don't know if he's a dog. And I'm like, I don't give a darn about how quiet you are off the field.
Nope.
What are you when that ball is snapped? Right? Yep. And so leadership, those things were questioned. I was always one that was very vocal because people would sit here and just be like very quiet, which I didn't understand, love. I didn't understand it because you had Sam Hartman, you had Steve Angeli, and Kenny Minchey's arm was like night and day. Well, just watching him warm up, it was night and day. And everybody was quiet. No one in the media wanted to talk about it. No one. It was almost like he was an afterthought, right? Maybe it's because the way he was added late in the process of that class. Maybe it's because he didn't play his senior year due to injury, or a majority of the senior year injury. I don't know what it was. He just didn't have the buzz. He was overlooked, even though he was clearly the more physically gifted quarterback in the room, even with Sam Hartman in there. Nobody had anything to say. Months later, here comes CJ Carr for the bowl preparation. He's warming up, and now everybody's writing articles. Oh my God. And I'm like, dude, y'all had the same type of arm here during fall camp. Now you want to talk about the difference between Steve Angeli's arm and CJ Carr's arm? It's always been that way for Kenny Minchie, bro. That's the narrative. And I'm going to be honest, that's the narrative going into this camp. The majority of the people don't give him a shot. And if they give him a shot, it's just oh, yeah, well, he has a shot. But
it's Kenny holding off.
He has a shot, but, it's really CJ's, job to lose. I've heard, or, CJ is perceived as the leader, and it's like, okay, man. And, I just think it's going to be an interesting, very interesting quarterback battle. So that is
really based on ideologies. It's based on ideologies because do you go with what people conceive as this 2.0 version of the prodigy, the golden boy, the right fit image-wise under Notre Dame, and all the potential with the hype, with the team. I mean, it's storybook type of football storytelling. Marcus Freeman needs to, in my opinion, it's a crucial decision in his tenure. One, how do you bounce back after a national championship game? You still need your franchise QB. A lot of questions need to be answered offensively. The quarterback's the main piece of that. So this competition is really a 2-3 year set in stone until Jaden Wade gets up there. Competition where these guys, whoever's the starter.
I'm going to start a drinking game for Notre Dame fans, LL Nation. Okay? Everybody in the chat, buy you some ONORA whiskey. And for the next 7 months, if you hear Malik Zaire other than name, Jaden Wade, which is going to happen a lot. He's not on the current roster.
Not yet.
He hasn't even received an offer and probably won't get one until March of 2026.
Yeah, we'll see.
But somehow, some way, I guarantee you, if you play this game, you will be drunk. Because Jaden Wade's going to come up on this podcast.
You will not be responsible. Absolutely.
Now, back to our broadcast in session.
So, actually, it's going to be really important to see the differences in leadership. It's going to be really important to see the intangibles that each guy carries because it's about how the team receives them. CJ Carr has like we said, he has the 2X factor, the 2XP bonus. With anything he does, it's just going to be like, oh my God, like he is just so incredible. He took notes in the meeting room. I mean, they're going to gas anything he does well, which, is an easy way to help the team buy in to their quarterback. I mean, that's a great leverage to have. Kenny Minchie has that underdog, guys on the team that feel some of the same sentiments, or guys that are encouraged by what they do when they get their shot, and that kind of fuels Kenny to that disrespect in a sense. But it's for me, it's the more of the process you go through as a Notre Dame quarterback anyway. You gotta go through Lake of Fire and the doubt and the inconsistencies and the trying to prove yourself is all coming to a head. Whereas in his mind, it's his battle to lose, and this story of not necessarily overcoming, but staking your claim is just ever more important. Where now it's not about the media necessarily. This is about what you do in camp every day, which is probably something he's been wanting to grasp, because it's like, okay, I done seen it and heard it. He's great and all, but now we get to break down the film and we get days at it, and we're going to see who comes out on top. And it's more in the sense of who can be most efficient with the offense. It's like, we know they're both going to have mistakes. It's the first year running the system, and you're trying to get your feels in and what you can get away with and what you're comfortable with. But who can do that the fastest and who can do it for the greater amount of guys? Because at the end of the day, you got to be a distributor. You got to get the football to number 4. You got to get the football to Great House. You got to get the football to certain guys. So that's a good starting point. And my advice to both of them: get the ball to the guy that's getting paid on the team. We got that now. Get the guy that's number 1 on NCAA. That's the number 1 key to getting the successful starting football position at quarterback at Notre Dame. You got to get the ball number 4. So if you do that the most or the best, that's a heavy leverage. It's a heavy leverage. You want guys around camp and coaches be like, man, that's his guy. That's his guy. Because if 4 fouls for you, I mean, that's who you need on your side outside of the O lineman. Okay, so you got to play a little politics. What Jeff Teague said in his podcast, he said, I can score. I can get 20, but it's not about that. You got to get ISO Jodo basketball. And when you start feeding him, then he's going to be like, oh, okay, this guy's going to make it. That's how you got to do it, because you're the young buck. None of these guys have the leverage or advantage to say, I've been there, quote unquote, I got that Steve. None of them got that Steve. But they're like, you know what you're getting. Come on, guys, get on. I've done this in real life. None of them have that advantage. So every moment is going to have to be that I'm doing this in real life. This is what it would look like if I'm out there 24/7. And a lot of this is more of the individual's effort and consistency throughout camp. There's going to be mistakes on both sides. Now, for Kenny, it's making less of them and more of how consistent can he be the threat. The way that offense evolves is if the quarterback is a threat. Kenny has more of an athletic advantage, some would say. And it's just a little more stake in the game at the level of college football to take the hits and all of that. Where CJ is more of you're just more excited about, but you just don't know. You can't make up things that he can do just because you like his talent. I'm not about to sit here and talk about he'll have 300 yards on Purdue. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say that. Can we say Kenny can run a couple touchdowns and he's going to pull it when he get close? Absolutely. He's going to, because he's shown it. That's just an aspect of his game. So I think if anything, Kenny just work on his strengths, because that's going to be able to permeate throughout the team a lot faster when it comes to a quote unquote competitions thing. The good thing also, Marcus Freeman doesn't have to deal with, where this is a fair issue in competition, is that neither one of them are getting no big bucks. We ain't got to play the politics of the last 2 years where you got the Macy's calendar model dude who's getting $2 million to walk in the door. You got to play him. I mean, we walked him out last on senior day. It was a done deal. It was nothing you could do. And then you got the good old Riley Leonard, the good story and all of that transfer. Nothing you can do. Now you got 2 guys where you like, y'all on rookie contracts. In the Kirk Cousin and Robert Griffin story. I like both of you. Now what? Well, I like both of you. Now what? Both of y'all good. Now what? Y'all both on rookie contracts. We're going to keep one, get rid of one. I think that's how the game is going to end. Unfortunately, one of them is going to leave because, they see that the value of the quarterback and having that stamp, you go anywhere. They're like, hell, look at Steve. When in doubt, Steve got to a team that's hot. They're not the Syracuse of old. They recruiting standards is not we getting anybody. They at the right moment for a guy like Steve to walk in there and get a chance. So this is a very highly careful situation. Now, like I said yesterday, I think the best thing for Marcus Freeman to do is to have the trust, not in a seniority standpoint, but give Kenny the ropes. Why I say that is because I think it's a harder landing to protect the quarterback if you just throw CJ and jump him over Kenny. I just think it's a harder landing to explain. I think it messes up more of the team chemistry if it doesn't go right. And I think with the success of both of those guys, I don't think CJ's success is any more that much greater than what Kenny could do if they both play well. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like you're just going to get, if it goes well, we're out of here. It's nowhere close to each other. It's either one of them in this offense, like you said, can win us a playoff game. They can win us that first round because of everything we got. I mean, you're going to have to do your part, but it's not like you're going to have to carry the team, the group project. You're going to have to do your little couple PowerPoint slides, make sure they crisp, get the punctuation right, but you ain't got to create the whole thing. You ain't got to do the experiment and lead the discussion. Just go in there, do your slides 5 through 8, make it look good, be on time, and you're going to be all right. So because of that luxury, you get to really see these guys grow into a position. Now, why I say Kenny is because it's an easier landing. You as a head coach, I just believe, especially nowadays, you need a couple scapegoats around if things don't go right. Whether it be somebody in the office, whether it be a player, not that he's going to use players, but in the sense of like media-wise, okay, I had faith in Kenny. He's been here longer. I could just use that as an excuse. Okay, it didn't work out. We're going to try the young spark of a guy we had a lot of confidence in, but we just didn't know. That's a way easier explanation than to be like, well, we liked CJ in camp over Kenny, and CJ bombs the first 2 games. Now you're looking at a lot of media questions where they're like, well, what's stopping you? You're like, why would you make that decision? What you're questioning your evaluations? It's just many more. And if he doesn't play well, he's a young guy. There's no risk of playing CJ early. I'm sorry. There's no loss in not playing CJ early. If we played him right now, great. If we didn't, it's still okay. That's the safer way to go. If we play the kid now and for whatever reason just doesn't pop how the media is saying or these fans or even what the team can expect because he's a first-year starter, how is that going to affect CJ? That as a guy who's not necessarily pushed to start, you're getting a lot of good credit. Sometimes it feels good to just be on the right side of the media when you're not necessarily asked to go win games, right? It's cool to just be getting good talked about, shoot. Whereas Kenny, who's been through that, is more prepared media sense of understanding what that doubt can feel like and not being ready. And I think that's mentally more of a position to be ready to take on and prove and show that his leadership can come forward in camp where you got a bunch of guys looking around like, who's the leader? I mean, seriously, from the O-line to the quarterback, we know where the running back's leadership lies, but, offensively, they're really looking for who's going to be, that, and some would say Steve, who's the calming presence of this offense. And for a first-year guy, this is a great role to say, this is me. I know I'm young. I got enough charisma, talent. I can glue this thing together where y'all can get behind me. That's what Marcus Freeman should be looking for. And through the mistakes, how do you get through that? But in my opinion, it should be Kenny to start. But CJ's, I think right now, it's just a great story to continue to push Kenny and just keep supporting CJ because whenever he gets in, I believe he's going to be in a good position. But for the sake of the Notre Dame heartache of going through confusing quarterback patterns, I don't want us to waste this situation to be, oh, we're flip-flopping because we became so indecisive and each guy has become so hot and cold because of how we've treated the situation. We haven't let a guy fully develop his chance in being a leader for the team because this is different than any other position. We're not rotating guys like the 9-10 receivers that we have where it don't really matter. We get a couple combinations, we're good. This is more of a guy that has to, like we said from previous years, can't be taking 33% of the reps. That's a big no-no. So I'm glad Steve took himself out the equation. Now we at least will get 50-50. Now, in a perfect world where a starter has been established for some years, like, Luke Altmaier is getting 70-30, 80-20. Right? That's ideal. That's the position you want your quarterback in day one of fall camp. That's what you want to get to. So we went from 33 last year to now we're in the 50-50 range. We're warming up. And now we need to slide to that, I'll do 70-30, maybe 60-40 next year. But it has to favor a guy to have the time to develop. Now, Kenny, he's been in the system. He's been around. He's getting promoted a little bit. CJ's caught on, got a season under him. So these guys are prepped. It's like your favorite chicken breast. Got some chicken breasts in the refrigerator right now. I done prepped it. It's been sitting in there marinating, for a nice, 4 or 5 hours because you got to let that thing soak in some stuff. Some things you just can't throw a salt and pepper on and get the same flavor. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to drop that marinade, put the little spices and, get the shaking it up and then wrap it. You got to put the wrap on it and then put it in that nice place in the refrigerator, let that thing chill because it's got to set in. Both of these guys have set in. We didn't go to the grocery store like we've done the last 2 years and just get the fried chicken that they just press every 15 minutes because it's hot and ready. No, we done put this one in the refrigerator for a while. And so for both of them to be marinated, we can expect a better result when it comes to having continuity with the offense. We're not going to see guys just having no chemistry the first 5 games of the season. So that's the encouragement. These guys have been throwing on and off the field. They've been getting their time in, so they know who they're throwing to. Now the next step is who can get that time in, that Tom Brady, that famous story Jack Trudeau always told me about him and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning would die before he would let his backup get a rep. That's the dream that I hope for Marcus Freeman and his quarterback, where he's like, man, this guy is running the show, right? This guy is taking the reps, running practice, putting things together, a year 2, year 3 guy, because that's what's going to give you the most consistency out of anything else. You got to have that quarterback. Nick Saban had a great extent of that with the 4 quarterbacks he had. I mean, how lucky is that? Dabo had a great run with 2 great guys like that. So that's the idea. And when you speak of these guys are winning championships, going first round, getting the Heisman conversations. So that's the formula you want at the end of the day. We even see it with Gary Nussmeier. He's propped to be the number 1 quarterback somehow, but he's 3 years in the SEC under Brian Kelly, had Jaden, had the perfect all things around him ready for his moment. Now he's just got to capture it. So for us, who's going to be the guy that's going to make the moments in camp that can galvanize the team intangibles and do all the things? Because talent is not a concern. Before, in the years before, it was easy outside looking in to determine who the quarterback was. You would just be like, okay, this guy can't throw. This guy is up and coming, not ready yet. This guy can't run. So it was easy. Now it's like, okay, finally, who's actually the most efficient? Who can do the third down? Who can do the red zone? Gino Gaduli can actually do his job. Who would have thunk it? Now he can challenge the quarterbacks because he's worked with both of these guys. He knows their strengths. He knows how to get better. And this is great. This is a great situation for both guys, and they're not in a disadvantaged situation. Like me and Evan was disadvantageous. The man wasn't even at school for a whole year. Wasn't even on campus. Wasn't even in no meetings. Wasn't in nothing. And the man came and started 5 days in camp. So it's just that's not a situation like that. This is a true. We got to look at every play that they have because we really got to find a starter. And then when you get it, stick with it. I just think that's just the best way to do it, Marcus Freeman. Let that thing ride. You've shown that you can stay loyal even in doubt. Even when we all was like, you know what, maybe this wasn't a great decision. You stuck with it. So let's have that same faith in these guys. And then you'll be all right. I think this is a way easier solution than what it can be made to be in the media and by fans or whatever. But this is, I think, Kenny's job to lose, CJ's job to keep nipping at the ankles, and whenever he gets in for whatever reason, do well. But I'm not saying let's put the keys in CJ's hand and everybody back up and let him do it, and he's going to take us to the stratosphere. I think we need to guide CJ along, get him right in, don't rush him, just let him guide in. And with Kenny, hey, you need to take over the team. Or we got other guys that going to nip at it and get at it, but this is a golden moment for Kenny to shock a lot of people, but also show that there's a new sheriff in town. Either one of them, but in my mind, Kenny's job to go in there and really come on a stage where a lot of quarterbacks are known already. Young guys that have been looked at as premier. You know, you got the Kansas State quarterback. He's going to be a top guy. You got Garrett Nussmeier. You got DJ Lagway. You got the guy from Texas A&M. Young guys that are known. We need a young guy with some years that's popping on a good team. That's the wave right now. And we got us a young guy. So I think that's everything's working in our favor to fit in that pocket where we talk about playoff teams. These playoff teams are going to have young superstar quarterbacks. Ohio State.
Whoa. Wait. Roosevelt. Hold on, bro. Where you been? Wait, no, bro. No, you don't get to just pop in like that, bro. Roosevelt, you don't just get to pop into the show in the chat like that.
Yeah.
No, you've been running for about 5 months, bro.
Yeah.
You've been running. No. You don't just pop in because you're playing us in like 30 days. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
No. You got some lashings to take. Specifically from Notre Dame fans in that chat.
Is Carson Beck practicing yet? Is Beck practicing yet?
Won't make a difference.
Oh, okay.
Did he get that insurance check for his car?
They still looking. They still looking for suspects.
Roosevelt, you know some peeps down there. Get that man his chain and his car back.
Let him
get that man his stuff back, man.
Because he gonna get that Riley transfer bug. In the first 5 games gonna be rough, and especially you playing us.
I would say this.
You might set y'all back a little bit.
I would say this. Midnight Rider says, just play the best player. If CJ is better, play him. If Kenny's better, play him. You guys are still wait. No. Please let me respond to this.
Go ahead.
See, I love when people tell us that we overthink stuff, but then the stuff we talk about before the season literally happens during the season. Like we overthought Riley Leonard's injury last year. Remember that? People, you guys are overthinking it. Him being injured, it won't set him back. And lo and behold, he starts slow because he missed snaps due to injury. And then everybody wanted to bring that up to say, well, take it easy on him. You know, he started slow because we actually discussed that possibility happening. See, that's what you do as really good content creators. You discuss things outside of the norm.
See, it's the surface.
That's it. It's a discussion. It's not overthinking. It's just disgusting. Now, personally, I disagree with Malik on a couple of things. Me personally.
Okay.
Because that whole organic flow, it don't matter. They both have been in Denbrock's system 2 years. None of that matters. They've been in the system the same amount of years. This isn't like you got the freshman that's been in it 1 year, and then you got the other kid that's been in it 2 years. So therefore, there should be some type of flow organically because one kid has been in the system longer. In this thing, they've both been in the system the same amount of time.
You don't
Same amount of time. I'm dismissing. See, I'm going to trust because I always trust, even when I feel a little shaky. I always say, I'm going to go ahead and trust the coaches. Just like when everybody was like, I don't know. They might go ahead and start Steve over the youngsters. And I kept telling everybody, relax. Trust the coaches. They know what they're doing.
I think we should protect CJ's story. I think we should preserve.
You don't have to protect CJ's story, bro. If he's good, he's good.
We know he's good. That's not the thing because we got two good guys.
No. Stop. See, you are operating off of that PTSD of quarterbacks. That's you need to get rid of that virus that's with you, bro. You get rid of that virus. Some of the Notre Dame fans are still dealing with it. These are two really good quarterbacks. One is going to win. You ain't got to protect either one of them. Neither one of them needs protection. Neither one of these quarterbacks needs protection. Neither one of them.
Marcus Freeman needs protection.
From what? From what? What is he protecting himself from?
Marcus Freeman needs a quarterback.
I'm gonna be honest. That's really bad logic at this point.
Marcus Freeman needs a quarterback.
You were literally on yesterday's show bragging about how he has built the roster, saying I can't even tell who the ones are.
Yes,
for everything but at quarterback. No. Don't say everything but quarterback. That's cap. That's cap.
Because there's only one president. There's only one president. There's only one president, and it's a very specific role. You can have a ton of great cabinet members, a great staff, but you need the head of the dragon. It can't be two heads. It just can't be.
Who said? Well, first of all, stop. Because now you're capping. Let's be honest. It's already two heads. Because you're going to have some offensive linemen that like one guy. You're going to have some wide receivers.
Is there two people taking the snap at the same time? No.
What I'm telling you is that I'm being realistic. I'm not about to sit here and talk like other people talk. I'm being realistic. You got over 100 people on this team.
Realistic.
Everybody's not going to think that CJ is the starter, and everybody's not going to think that Kenny's the starter.
Yes, perfect.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But at some point, Marcus Freeman has to zero in on who the guy is based upon what he's looking for. Whatever him and Mike Denbrock are looking for, and Gino, that's it.
So it's based on Marcus Freeman, his choices.
But we don't know. We don't know the small things that he's going to look at as the determining factors. We don't know. I won't know because it's not like we're getting to watch full practices. We don't.
What do you think would be best for the team?
The best player. That's why I brought up midnight.
That's here. We trying to peek under the hood.
Yeah, because now you are afforded to say let the best player win. Because you actually have two good players.
That's like duh.
I'll give you a perfect example. Basketball. I started off freshman, sitting on the bench in varsity. I played both games. I would sit on the bench for varsity and then play frost-off game. Because we do it backwards in Chicago. Usually the frost-off plays first and then the varsity plays last at night. Everywhere else in the country. I don't know why Chicago is backwards. I have no clue why Chicago is backwards. And then the varsity plays first, and then everybody leaves the gym, and the frost-off team plays in front of no one. That was me. You know why? Because everybody, dude, the starting point guard in open gym, lambasting him, killing him. But he had been there. And the head coach trusted him to run the offense. So you know what I kept doing? I just kept busting his tail in practice in front of everybody to the point that everybody knew. And we all know. Yes, it's whispers when we walking down this hallway during the day. Everybody whispering, man, they say that Cat Fife killing this dude in practice. Yep, I am. And eventually, the coach couldn't deny it. See, that's my point. Narratives be darned. Kenny got to go in there and just outplay that dude every day. Every day. Leave no doubt in front of everybody else, I'm the dude. That's what you have to do. And I would say the same thing for CJ. I would say the same thing for CJ. Go in there every day. I don't care what the narratives are. I don't care where you sit going into this. Wear that dude out every day. That's what I want.
It's too much money. It's too much money involved in this process.
Clearly beat the dude next to him every day. That's it. Make it undeniable. Don't even give Marcus Freeman a chance to outthink himself. Don't even give Mike Denbrock a chance to overthink it. Don't talk about us overthinking it. We just don't want the coaches to overthink it. We're just sitting here discussing all facets. We just want the coaching staff. They didn't overthink Steve Angeli. They didn't overthink that. They were like, you know what, Steve? Man,
they underthought Steve. They underthought Steve.
No, they didn't.
But
who was Steve better than? Who was Steve better than that's in this quarterback competition? Who?
Right now? I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about
right now.
Right now, Steve wouldn't be fitted right now. He wouldn't be. That's why he left.
So who was he better than last year?
Riley.
No, stop lying. You know darn well. You just said Steve Angeli wouldn't win more than one playoff game. What are you talking about?
Steve Angeli would have played better than Riley those first 5 games. 100.
We're talking about in the playoffs when it matters, Lev.
Oh, in the playoffs.
This is cap. Because you literally said Riley Leonard, we won't even see his value into the playoffs. You literally said that.
Yes, because he wasn't ready. That's why I'm like, Steve would have been better if they played him in the beginning of the season last year, because that was his only window to play, because this year he's not fit, which he saw he wasn't fit. Well, my point is that, yes, that's the mindset both of them should have, which is obvious. Go in there, outplay each other.
And no friends. None.
However, college football is at too high of stakes to just let it play out. This has to be a hand-selected yet calculated decision by Marcus Freeman and the staff. This is about choices, because before we were hands tied behind our back. We had to play the money. We had to. So we had to die and lie and live with the money. Now, this has to be the choice of Marcus Freeman and the staff of playing offense finally. Who are they going to say, this is who we're bringing to the college football stage? We're not renting quarterbacks at Blockbuster no more. We're not buying off of Alibaba quarterbacks. We have home
Blockbuster. That's what Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard were. They were
Blockbuster. Maybe you know, don't give me on Redbox. Don't give me on them Redbox.
At least Redbox is still around in certain spots.
Exactly. Certain Durham, Carolina. North Carolina is where we went. Matter of fact, you're right. They are red boxes, because we only went to one, and that was North Carolina to go get our little rentals. Now, what I'm saying is we have finally homegrown a product. When you going into
two products,
but we're unveiling it to the world though.
Yes.
This is a different process. This is hand selected. We're not letting this chance and fate play into it. We're doing this intentionally. Yes. So yes, we want the players to compete, but Marcus Freeman, this is about choices. Because now
you keep giving me your choices based upon some organic flow, as if
It's not an
there's
organic
a
throw. That's what I'm
difference in
saying.
their
Marcus Freeman
experience.
needs to choose.
There is no difference in the experience between the two quarterbacks. They
Yes, it
both
is.
have been with Mike Denbrock the same amount of time. There is no differing number. This is an even quarterback competition
It's not
outside of the media. I'm talking about inside that house. Forget the media, because we
They're not
know
the
the
same.
media is biased.
I think we get different
We
results
know
from
the
both
media is
of them.
biased.
We get different results from both of them.
But inside that building,
we're in the luxury of living with the fact that we're comfortable with both of them learning and growing and making mistakes because we got enough buffer where it don't matter. We're a 10-win team away.
I wouldn't be shocked, whomever the quarterback is, if they come out and light it up game one and struggle early in game two and come alive. Because you did the same thing as a first time.
You're saying either way, the first one's going to struggle.
Oh, I know the first game. I think both will come out first game and have a great game.
Okay.
And then come home, first home game against Texas A&M, and struggle for the first half, maybe the first quarter. Yes. And then all of a sudden, get it together. Hopefully they won't get injured because they call their own number when they should have been throwing the ball like you did.
But this is where Kenny...
It doesn't matter who starts. They're going to go through ups and downs.
It matters who starts to Marcus Freeman answering to the questions.
You act like Marcus Freeman's on a hot seat or something. Marcus
Freeman is on a hot seat.
What are you talking about?
He's not a hot seat, he's on a legacy seat, though. He's trying to take that step.
That legacy is about winning a championship, bro.
Okay, which requires the right choice.
Slow down. Let's stop talking legacy until he actually wins one.
Right choice at quarterback.
He has to actually win one, though. He has to win one.
And in the first step, get the right franchise quarterback.
You got two.
And you got to choose one of them.
It's not about choosing the right one. It's about actually left. Sometimes
you think they're going to stick around?
Players make up the coach's mind for him.
Yes.
Force his hand.
Okay.
This is not sitting back saying, oh, man, I got to make the right choice. This is literally go win. Go win it.
Do you think they'll both stay for the next 2-3 years? You think they'll both stay? No.
No. Not for the next 2 years.
I don't think they both staying.
But I think they know that. That's
why it's about the right choice.
Okay, so they're going to lose a quarterback.
They're going to lose one of the two. So it's about you.
So what's the point?
So the point is, it's a choice that he has to ride with. This is not some let it play out. I think Marcus Freeman should choose which one to go with. I'm not saying that neither one of them can do it, but because he has to choose, you're going to lose one of them. So it's either we're picking.
That's down the road. That's down the road.
It's a short future. Short future.
I want to give clarity. I want to make sure people know, because people run the message boards and stuff. No one is sitting here saying that the loser of this fall camp is going to jump in the portal as soon as it's.
No, not right.
That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying.
I'm saying whoever gets chosen should have the thought process or the backing that this is a 2-year type of deal, or at least 2 year this is the
no, whoever wins, that's the guy.
That's the guy, yes.
That's the guy.
Which requires it to be a choice.
I don't want this platoon,
short
leash. Now, if someone gets injured, then fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. We don't disagree that they both can do it. We don't disagree.
Be done by 20,
we don't disagree that the best quarterback should play. I don't need to go in with this guy's out front. No. Play. What are you talking about? Play.
They don't do that in the league. You know, with Patrick Mahomes out there, he's out front.
If we're running a relay race and you get the baton before I get the baton on the last leg, but I'm faster than you, what does it mean? Who cares that you got the baton first?
I know.
It doesn't matter. What are we doing all of this? This person's out front. This person's out front. It doesn't matter. Play.
It does, because it's
No,
about
play.
top dog in
You're
the
going
room.
to see.
Do you agree it's
You're
about
going
top
to
dog
see
in the
on a
room?
daily basis for a month who the
Do you
better
agree
dude is.
that
There
that
is no
top
more
dog
hiding.
has to be?
There is no more hiding.
So do you think
They
it
don't
relates
have
to?
Riley. They can't put Riley as an excuse. And Steve Angeli is no longer a buffer. It's mano a mano for a full month. That's it. It's mano a mano. No narratives. Doesn't matter what people think in the fan base. Doesn't matter what the media thinks. Doesn't matter. Once we are kicked out from the limited accessibility that we do have, the show goes on. Those players will know. Those coaches will know. That's it. There is no hiding in this quarterback competition. There is none. So it's real nice to sit up here. Well, I think this person should have the lead. I think this person should be put out front. Doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's mano a mano. Because let me see. Forget 2016. Forget 2016. In 2015, when everybody lined up, how long did it take before everybody knew Malik ZAIRE was the guy? How long did it take?
It was a politics thing because
No. I said in 2015, not 16.
but I played
Go ahead.
in camp.
Break it down. Windmill it. Left. I just threw you the windmill it.
In camp, it was understood. This was about ingraining what we were about to unleash to the world during camp. It wasn't no competition. It was like hierarchy, pecking order. We moving. You no different than my high school experience. When I went to high school, I looked up to the varsity quarterback at the time, one of my highest. They awesome blue technique, perfect state champ, like Tim Tebow, he was the greatest thing ever. But when it come into high school as a freshman, it was an understanding. Okay, boom, you do this, boom, boom. You learn the order of things. I think an order and a natural order to a team must exist because nowadays
But you don't have a natural order.
You do have a natural order.
No, you don't. A natural order is determined by someone being in the system.
Is CJ head and shoulder over Kenny?
Let me ask you a question.
If CJ
let me ask you a question.
Is CJ like Trevor Lawrence and Kelly?
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely not.
It does. You keep talking about this natural order. They both will have the opportunity to show who's better. All this other stuff we're talking about is semantics. This is literally this is one-on-one on the basketball court. This ain't, I think you can shoot better, or I think you can dribble better. No. We both are getting equal snaps with the ones. Let's get it.
Heads and shoulders.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Say it again.
Hypothetically, do you think that CJ is heads and shoulders better than Kenny? Or do you think
why are you asking me that question? As many phone conversations that we have, why are you asking me that?
If it's even, maybe less than, let's just say it's even or less than.
Wait a minute. If it's even, you know darn well, if it's even in any quarterback competition, they're going to go with the younger player. You already know that. You already know that, which is why
I don't think it's even.
Which is why I said,
I don't think it's even though.
Kenny needs to come out every day and leave no doubt. That's what I said.
Yes, he needs
that
needs to be what he does. Absolutely,
that's exactly what he has to do.
I'm just
after this camp, there are no more excuses.
Logically, if CJ is not head and shoulders better than this man, or at least has like for instance, if CJ had just an undeniable trait of throwing the football, like it was just like you can't buy that.
See, first of all, you know that's who CJ is. Go watch the spring game.
Does CJ do
CJ
that?
CJ is going to check it down.
He's
not going to make the mistakes.
Okay.
He's going to run the offense, and he's going to look really good. CJ is not going to have a lot of bad days. He's not. That's why Kenny has to be undeniable. He has to be.
But that goes to my
Because
whole
you have
point.
to know the guy that you're going up against.
That goes to my whole point. If CJ, in my opinion, where he limits to me, just for this situation and this year alone, is that there is no trait that he has that is exponentially greater than what Kenny's offering. I agree that I believe that both are equally talented in what they can give to the team.
Invert that. What gift does Kenny have that is just head and shoulders far and away better?
I think Kenny slightly is a better playmaker. I think Kenny slightly has.
But you keep saying slightly. I said far and away.
I don't think that Kenny is blowing him away, but I think Kenny has things that he's better than CJ.
I think they both have things that they're better at doing.
I don't find that what CJ does that could be considered better than Kenny something that would grant him a starting position over him. Like, if
okay,
we had,
I hear what you're saying. We both know people that were present to watch the full practices during the spring. It's safe to say that from what we heard from the people that were able to watch full practices, that one quarterback had more wow moments.
Right.
In multiple practices. More wow moments. Like, oh. The other quarterback is just, and I don't want to, let me raise my hand.
He's not, you know, this is good though. Listen.
No.
This is good.
No, because I know how
this
people
is
think.
great.
I know how people interpret things. Let me bring it up
this
here
is
a little
great.
bit. Let me bring
This
it
is
up
great.
here.
You
right?
can do this,
And then,
you will get wherever you want to go.
That's what I'm saying. Which is why I said I know without a shadow of doubt, CJ is not about to have just horrific days. He's not going to
have a horrific.
He's not. Yes. He's not.
He'll have some bad moments and all that.
Kenny cannot afford to have.
Kenny could have some situation where it's like that's okay.
No, you can have a bad play, you can have a bad series, but you got to let that go and get back on your team.
I honestly believe you just get a little bit more reward going with Kenny right now.
Please explain to me what's the reward, because that's to just say that it's easier to fall back on the younger player. Like, what are you talking about?
It's way easier for CJ's whole makeup.
So now you're making CJ Trevor Lawrence. That's basically what you're making.
No. I think first of all, I don't think he's that much more talented than Kenny.
No, my point is not from a talent standpoint. You're saying do what Dabo did and just go with the older guy just because, even though you know everybody in the world knew Trevor Lawrence was
that's it. Everybody and their mama knows that Trevor Lawrence should have played. That's not this situation. Everybody
what's the reward? Please explain
it to me. The reward is, I think, in my opinion, the reward is the chemistry with the team. I think the reward is I know you don't want to give it anything. I do think seniority has some value. I know you don't believe it.
I didn't say that's not what I said. I said in this situation, seniority doesn't have value because they have.
That's what I'm saying. I know you don't apply it to this situation. I think it still applies. It may not be as.
I thought seniority meant something last year.
Money was last year in the report. This year, it's not. I wouldn't say it's necessarily money. I would say more about. I think Kenny has a little stronger of an influence. I think Kenny has a little bit more of a leveraging position to go into a more suited. This is strictly about the quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the media protection of CJ has value. I don't think there's any. I think we lose more if we put CJ out there and he doesn't do well. We would just lose more of the aesthetic. We will lose more of the media. But I just think it caused a lot more.
Okay, now thank you for expanding upon that, because now you're talking about other things that are off the field. Marcus Freeman still has to coach. win
But
games,
I don't.
all
But
of
that
that.
that plays a factor.
Recruit,
I
all
think
that, nothing changes. As
it's
far
no
as like
different
the
than them
media,
putting.
because I will say this. Let me. I think now. Let me, because it being coming from the media for over a decade in Chicago. Yes, the fall from grace, if CJ doesn't do well, will be far worse than the fall for grace if Kenny doesn't do well.
And you lose Kenny.
It would absolutely, because the
Hype in the
media will
CJ
turn on CJ faster than, man. I'm here to tell you, they will
It'd be
turn
worse than
on
the Quinn
that kid.
Ewers,
And
and the
then they would
Archman.
act like, then some of them would act like they knew Kenny was the guy the whole time. Oh, you'll hear stories. Oh, I knew Kenny. I saw it in camp. Yeah, you're right. Now, the media aspect, I do agree with you.
Which I think impacts
I agree
Marcus
with
Freeman's decision.
I agree
Because
with
at
you.
the end of the day, Marcus Freeman can always say
Marcus Freeman can't make decisions based upon the media, bro.
he doesn't. I'm not saying that's the decision maker, but it's a part of it. Because at the end of the day, look at what he was going through with Riley. Now he's stuck with it, but that don't mean his decision couldn't have been questioned, which I questioned it before he made it. But I'm saying this is more of an unquestionable situation. Hell, we put Kenny out there. He's earned it. We think whatever, even if it's slightly true. What's the error if he doesn't do well? Oh, well, we got this up and coming prodigy. You keep the ball rolling. You don't keep the ball rolling, throwing CJ in there. He doesn't play to whatever standard the media is expecting him to play. We don't think he's going to do bad, but a close first game with whoever.
You do realize he's not Drew Pine, right? You do realize CJ's not Drew Pine, right?
And CJ's not Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be.
Neither does Kenny.
He doesn't have to be.
Kenny would benefit more from this situation.
I'm telling you, first of all, this is the worst case scenario you're talking about. There is a less than a 10% chance.
It's not a worst case.
No.
They'll struggle the first game. Whoever's
I didn't say they struggle. No, I didn't say that.
The first half of the first game?
No, I said first game.
The second game. The first half of the second game.
Because they will have film.
Right. Yeah.
On that quarterback.
Both of them will struggle.
Okay. You know why? Was that not the same experience you had? You threw for 300 against Texas. You came out early against Virginia, and you struggled. And you started to get it going late in the first half, early second half, and before your injury. It's the same. It's the same thing. Same thing.
But also, because Joshua made a point talking about if this is CJ. If CJ plays well, you lose Kenny early in the season. It's just what it is.
You're not. What do you mean? He's not jumping in the portal.
CJ start not the portal, but you lose him mentally. CJ goes in there the first two games for 400 yards.
I disagree.
If CJ Carr gets the starting position and goes in there and goes crazy the first two games,
I'll take it a step further.
What happened?
If you have a repeat of the bull crap that existed in 2016 that Mike Denbrock was a part of and knew was a bad situation, you lose the team before you lose Kenny Minchie. If the team knows whomever wins and the team knows that the right guy wasn't chosen, you lose the team. Forget the other quarterback. You've lost the team.
I'm saying you need both quarterbacks because of the youth and inexperience.
This is my point, Left. This is my point. This is almost an insulated and foolproof quarterback battle, bro. You're talking about the chances, this catastrophic thought that you've come up with. If this, if that, it's probably less than a 5% chance that everything you've said will actually take place.
I don't think that CJ.
Maybe less than that.
Let me clear it up. I don't think if CJ starts, he's going to bomb and play so bad that it questions what they were evaluating this whole time. I'm saying that there's a possibility that CJ can struggle first game just because the first year starter. That could happen. There's a possibility that CJ.
They're playing Miami.
there's a possibility that
You know
CJ
Miami gives up points, right? For the last 2 years.
D-line has gotten better.
They got a new defensive
good.
They had a good D-line last year. They still gave up points.
Justin Scott
Their
looking
linebackers were awful last year.
Not bad. They got two new
linebackers are mid this year.
We're gonna see, but I'm saying
their defensive backs are getting to know each other during fall camp.
Getting to know each other. That's hilarious.
Bro. Hey, what are we talking about?
No, but I'm saying now that same scenario.
Yes.
CJ Carr goes out there against that Miami defense we just talked about and goes crazy. And then follows it up with another crazy performance at home the second game.
Okay.
What's the psyche of Kenny Minchie moving forward?
What are you talking about? He's a grown man. He got beat.
Are they grown men?
He's a grown man as far as competition. He should
in terms of age. Listen. What is that?
Look,
because guess what?
I don't doubt. I've never been in that position. You have.
Because guess what? But guess what though? But guess what? Either quarterback that plays these first two games, I think would have great success. I don't think
did they lose Steve Angeli last year?
Yes.
Who are you talking about? Steve Angeli was very good when he came into play.
I guarantee you, those first 5 games of the season, Steve wasn't locked in.
Cap. He was locked in against Purdue. That's Cap.
He didn't. You counting Purdue? Everybody.
You said the first 5 games. I just gave you a game that he came in.
Purdue, we scored the most
Matter of
points.
fact, this is why it's Cap.
Season.
This is why it's Cap.
4 quarterbacks play well.
Go back to wait a minute. Because now you're gonna make me pull up the receipts. You're going to make me pull up the receipts.
I said Steve should have been playing the first 5 games. I said that.
No. Don't you literally said he was not locked in.
No, I'm saying because he didn't start. That was my whole thing.
What does that have to do with your performance when you get on the field? You were literally the person tweeting as soon as he made his first completion against Purdue. Man, it's amazing how the passing game.
Purdue was wide open. Purdue was wide open. Purdue, we're not counting Purdue. Purdue was.
He didn't drop one in the bucket.
4 quarterbacks.
10 minutes about the improved passing game as soon as Steve Angeli came in the game, but he wasn't locked in.
I mean, first of all, it was open all game.
You have to give these young men.
Time out.
You have to give these young men more
credit.
They
didn't call anything different. Steve hit the wide open man that's been there the whole game. It's just he threw a good pass. It wasn't that they did something different. They called the same play with the same guy. He just threw it this time. That was different. So
he was more accurate. That's what you were tweeting.
With nobody around? Yes, I guess he was. Yes, I guess. Because it
doesn't matter. You said he was an upgrade in the passing game.
He was.
Okay.
That has nothing to do.
And that was in what, game 3?
But that has nothing to do with feeling away and being in a certain state because you didn't start knowing that this was going to happen. Either way, regardless.
What does that have? As an athlete,
do you think, because I was
ticked off at my coach multiple times. I was ticked off at teammates. Didn't mean a darn thing once we got in between the sidelines. Didn't mean a thing once we got inside the stripes. It didn't mean a thing. We're competing. We're hooping. We're trying to win a game. That's it. His feelings can be hurt. Yeah, I'm sure whomever loses, their feelings will be hurt. They'll be disappointed. They might even think that they won the competition. They might even believe that.
Do you think
they might even have some people? They might even have some friends and teammates that believe they won the competition.
Do you think they'll both play?
At some point, yeah, Notre Dame's gonna be beating teams by like 20 points. Yeah, both are gonna play.
Yeah, they're gonna be whooping teams. Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the key. That both guys are gonna be playing due to the fact that, like, I don't see us having to necessarily need a solo hero.
Yeah, see, this. You know what? A lot of people might not be. You know, another thing people might not be discussing, because you pointed out how Marcus Freeman stuck with Riley Leonard. Now, there are several factors that could lead one to believe this is the reason why he stuck with Riley Leonard last year. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But it brings me to this point, Left. Just because a guy starts the first game, does that necessarily mean that the quarterback battle is over?
I mean, I guess.
Hold on, because you just said, based upon how good Notre Dame is, both guys are going to play. So you can come out of fall camp and be here and be on the decline, and the other guy going late into the season doing ascending.
Absolutely happen if they keep it. If Gino on his job, if Gino doing his job, yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
Because
I say
that's what should happen.
If you are not the winner, you keep competing.
Yes,
you go out to practice and you compete. You're taking snaps against the #1 defense. I'm sure.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Light them up. Go out there and light them up.
I agree with that.
That's the attitude I think that the loser of this battle should have. Like, it's not over. It's not over. I'm still coming.
I just think Kenny's a better fit for Denbrock and where this offense needs to be coming out of the gate in year 3. Coming out of the gate in year 3, I think Kenny has enough for what Denbrock likes to call. Not saying that CJ can't do some things. I just think coming out of the gate, a little more that you can have and call on Kenny to do initially. I think CJ is, like you said, I don't think he's going to go in there and take too many terrible reps. The question, like I said, for CJ in his career at Notre Dame, I said it before he even committed, will be that can he be a big moment guy? We know he can stay in games. We know he can beat the small little country teams and the insignificant non-playoff teams. Mm-hmm. I believe big picture, CJ's career is going to be judged off can he win the big one.
But that's like every quarterback at Notre Dame, which is why
it's not every
no.
Not every quarterback.
No, it's fair. That's fair. But
they don't say that. They don't say that about Kenny Minchie. They don't say that about.
My point is, take Ian Book, who, by the way, has been back on campus this summer. Take Ian Book, winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history. That's where the buck stops. What
was he expected to do?
No, my point is that's where the buck stops, because then people are going to say, "But yeah, what are the big games that you won?"
No. What was Ian's
overtime?
What's Ian's
you always have to win the big games in Notre Dame as the quarterback.
No, you don't.
If you want respect, well, I'll take. If you want respect from me,
okay.
If you want respect from me, you have to win the big games.
Okay, but we know you.
Anybody else?
You know you 1%. We know you got the.
I assume that most of the fans feel the same way.
Oh, see, no. Notre Dame quarterback legacy is not based strictly on winning a big game.
I disagree.
For every
disagree.
Every quarterback's not based on having no.
You know why I disagree?
Some have.
I don't think anyone would put Ian Book on their Mount Rushmore of Notre Dame quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying.
You know why?
Nobody held the expectation of Ian Book to a Jimmy Clausen. They didn't from the same state. They wasn't acting like Ian Book was ever going to be what they wanted Jimmy Clausen to be. Even though Ian Book had a great career, nobody was saying, "Oh, he's going to bring 3, 4, 5 championships to Notre Dame." So no, not every quarterback has the same expectation of their career.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Jaden Wade, that's #1 pick, first starter.
Right, everybody drink. Everybody drink. Everybody drink. Everybody drink.
I'm just saying. Bryce Underwood, we don't have to be Notre Dame. Bryce Underwood is expected to be Michael Jordan at Michigan. He was on the cover of the NCAA video game, never taking a college snap.
Let's go.
He's expected to be.
Let me ask you a question. What's your opinion of J.J. McCarthy?
None. Nobody expected him.
is he on the Mount Rushmore of Michigan quarterbacks?
Yes.
Okay then.
But that's different than an Ian Book. Ian Book did see Notre Dame's quarterback history and legacy and Hall of Fame and mystique is guided by a different guideline than what a Michigan JJ McCarthy. I mean, like, come on, you can't deny. If Ian Book won a national championship, then yes, then Ian Book will be on the Mount Rushmore because he has to, because he would have to be. Because he didn't win one, it's not that he was ever expected to win one, but he's placed himself
and
in
you know
the time space of Notre Dame history.
I'm gonna say this.
Where you can't deny it and you gotta respect it, but you're not giving him no
right.
But the ones that are on Mount Rushmore ain't got no what college qualifications are those?
You talking about Notre Dame's Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks? Are you serious?
What are the qualifications? Because none of them are the winningest quarterback of all time.
Okay.
See?
First of all, wait. Theismann, Montana, and Tony Rice. That national championship winners. All three. There's only one slot left.
And it's Brady Quinn. What are we talking about?
And it might not be Brady Quinn.
Put it in the chat.
If you're going back to the 50s and 60s.
Is Brady Quinn on the Mount
Rushmore right here? This is when we need loose emoji.
This is when we need
loose emoji right here.
On the Mount Rushmore, because that's why I said it's different. Nobody is going to sit there and say that Brady Quinn's numbers or whatever can compare to the national championship quarterback.
Do you think Ian Book was a better quarterback than Brady Quinn?
I don't know, man. Ian Book is the winningest.
Wait a minute. I'm about to
Ian Book is put some respect on Ian Book is the winningest
I didn't say it. See?
Quarterback of all time.
Stop deflecting. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
What's the question? You got to phrase the question
Was
right.
Ian Book a better quarterback than Brady Quinn?
Answer what? The question. Better at what? What is he better?
Go. Man,
because
here we go, man.
Because a guy like JJ
McCarthy. Okay, Ryan Clark. Okay, Ryan Clark.
Clear cut. JJ McCarthy is a national championship and has won 66-3.
Yes.
He has to be on Mount Rushmore. There is no denying it.
Yes.
Ian Book.
Was he a better quarterback than Brian Greasy? Brian Greasy won a national championship too. So what's your point?
Who was JJ McCarthy better?
Is JJ McCarthy a better quarterback than Brian Greasy?
For Michigan.
Yes. Brian Greasy, without question, is the better passer. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Well, then we're talking about skills because they're both in the same room. Ian's not in the room with the Mount Rushmores, but Ian's in the Hall of Fame. That somebody, So it's
what Hall of Fame? He's in the record books. It's a difference between being in the record.
Oh, he's a Hall of Fame guy. 4 years.
He's in the record books.
Ian, listen, that's what I'm saying.
He's in the record books.
Ian will be in the Hall of Fame due to accomplishments, but he's not the Mount Rushmore. However, the Mount Rushmore.
Okay, I gave you 3 entries on the Mount Rushmore.
My whole argument is Brady Quinn is in the Mount Rushmore of Notre Dame quarterback legacy, and that's because he's in there. Makes everything just how do we grade it? How do we grade it? Name the 4 and try to exclude Brady.
You're asking me, you're the quarterback. How do you grade it? Don't ask me. You're the quarterback. How do you grade it?
Notre Dame's
I know how I grade it.
I can grade Ohio State's. I can grade Ohio State's quarterbacks.
I have 2 eyes, and I watched both Ian Book and Brady Quinn play. Every snap of their careers.
With
all due respect, it's not even close. It's not even close.
Who's the 4th in your Mount Rushmore? Because you said Tony.
Like you had to, you just can't be dismissive of just because the game has changed and stats have kind of increased. You can't, like Johnny Lou Jack, you can't dismiss those guys that won national championships. You can't. You have to have.
That's 3. So then who's the 4?
I don't even think Brady makes the Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Brady Quinn?
I don't even think he makes the Mount Rushmore.
I don't think so either, but I think a huge majority of the fan base would include him in the Mount Rushmore.
Because Brady is like the 1988 team for quarterbacks.
Yeah, so he's like you.
That's all you had to hold on to.
And CJ will have that same. CJ has the same.
Well, Jimmy came after Brady. Jimmy just wasn't as beloved because Jimmy was kind of like, he was abrasive, he's arrogant. He just wasn't as beloved as Brady is. But Jimmy put up them stats now.
I'm okay, but I'm saying Jimmy's
stats.
not in your Mount Rushmore. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Who are the 4? No. And it's either my 4 that I think most people in Notre Dame stratosphere would vote for. The 4th one is either Jimmy Clausen or Brady Quinn. There's just what's Notre Dame's starter quarterback without those 2? Now,
hey, Josh Finn said, I can promise you he does not, but he says Malik thinks BK is the greatest because of an all-time winning record.
No, BK, listen, he's like Ian Book. He may not be your Mount Rushmore, but
he's definitely not on the Mount Rushmore of Notre Dame coaches.
Not. But he's not far.
No,
he may be.
You know what?
Sure. He may be. He's right. He ain't far. I would. Some could argue he might be in there. The man was there.
No, he's not. Newt, Era, Devine, and Lou Holtz. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not.
The man was there for longer than all of them.
And they all won championships, and he didn't.
And he lost. There's got to be credit for losing. I give Marcus Freeman.
There's got to be. You said.
Okay, you can't say.
You know what?
You can't say credit for losing.
Boy, that's that clutch sports seeping out of you right now. That's that clutch sports.
You can't say lose. You gotta say something for getting there.
You heard what Jeff Teague said about your boy, right? You heard what Jeff Teague said about your boy, right?
And you heard the context. He was so good. He had to be. He was so good that it was impossible. Like it was just,
It hurts your heart to see your 2 boys fighting, doesn't it? To see Drake and Bron going at it like that. I know it hurts your heart. I know, boy, it just messes you up every.
Bron doesn't rap. Drake doesn't play basketball. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, you hurt. Like, man, y'all stop fighting, man. We ain't supposed to be fighting like this. We boys.
First of all, LeBron's recovering. He's had 4 careers on 3 different teams. 4 careers on 3 different teams.
Outbound is right. I'll probably put Frank Leahy over Devine. So, yeah, it might be 5 coaches before you even get to Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly's 6. Brian Kelly is 4 through 6.
I might put Jerry Faust over Brian Kelly. No, I'm just
how?
I'm just playing.
Brian Kelly has literally been there for 10 plus years. That's crazy. 10 plus years. 10 plus years. Winningest coach of all time. You're not Mount Rushmore.
Well, he's about to get pushed back by Marcus Freeman in a few more years.
Marcus Freeman's, all Marcus Freeman got to do is just win. Just got to win one. Marcus Freeman won one. He's in the top 5 instantly.
My man Left said losing has to count for something.
Getting there has to count for something.
It's like Fox said, BK is right behind Willingham. That's wow.
So they don't want to give Brian.
I got Truman Dumel. Thank you for tapping in. He said, how does Teddy JARRARD factor into the quarterback battle?
He would get his chance if there was a lull in talent. I mean, in the sense of like, I think
Teddy's 3 years away from seeing the field in Notre Dame. 3.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. In 3 years, we could get the thing that is going to be the determining.
Everybody get ready to drink. Everybody, it's coming. Everybody get ready to drink. Everybody get ready to drink. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Outside of him, because that's the answer.
In 3 years, we can get what? We can get what?
Because we talking about the pinnacle of talent. Like this, you see, it's revving up every year. We had to restart the engine.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's talent had to rebuild. We had Brendan Clark in there.
Mm-hmm.
We had some dudes.
Yeah.
And
so now we got Kenny, we got CJ, we got Blake Heber, we got Noah Grubbs, we got Teddy Gerard.
The hype starts doing this.
27, and we're going up another level to the 28 class.
To a 6'4", 4'4" guy that can, man, listen.
Who are you talking about?
That guy. I've been saying since 6th grade. I mean, this dude is Terrell Pryor was a freak, right? 6'6", 4'4", played basketball, all state.
Oh man.
He don't play basketball. He is
true.
But I mean, it's one of those things where the talent is going to constantly increase in that room. Well, we're prime. Notre Dame's quarterback room is prime for a phenom. We're ready for our Joe Burrow. We're ready for our Jaden Daniels. We're ready for that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now we flirted with potentials. We've been through the bottom of the barrel from a pure going to New York chance of winning it, sitting there. We're primed. Marcus Freeman is the coach that has the Heisman quarterback in his legacy. He has it. Brian Kelly had a chance, and then he just didn't do it right. But Marcus Freeman is the Heisman quarterback legacy at Notre Dame. He has it in his bag. So we see it from the town. Remember, it started when the man had the infamous, famous press meeting in the hallway with them two quarterbacks. On that very significant day, he had back-to-back meetings. He said, hey, you're not good enough. We're going to get more talent in here. And told both of them. And since that day, he set the quarterback room ablaze. He birthed a rising phoenix in conjunction with getting Denbrock to foster a Heisman quarterback. The nest is ready for the guy to come in and play. So is Teddy Gerard that Heisman quarterback? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because that's the next recruit walking into the door of Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame office is a Heisman quarterback recruit. That's the next phase in Marcus Freeman's tenure. Getting that guy, you're going to get a championship. You're going to get New York. We're going to get that respect we need. But the room is ready. The team is ready. We done went to the top of the mountain and realized that we was missing our biggest piece. So is Teddy that? If he's not that, then I can't say that he's ready. I don't know.
It's Rob Compton. Someone else had a comment that I wanted to bring up first before we get out of here. It's been a great show. As always, you guys are absolutely fantastic. Oh, your boy Don Lloyd, who said, come on, Malik, I had my drink ready.
Yeah, we know Jaden Wade, man. Jaden Wade.
There it is. There it is.
The future. Jaden Wade is the future. Offering before it's too late. Before it's too late. First round pick.
Rob Compton said, a question for Sean. Why do you think Driscoll likes Carr more than Minchie? I mean, that's his opinion. He always says that Carr has better arm talent. He's never said that to me in conversation. If that's the way he feels, then fine, but he's never said that to me.
See, and that's why it's such a quasi thing, because what is that even saying? Because at the end of the day, it takes more than that to win a game at that position. But even if it was better, is it head and shoulders better than what they're both good at? Because before CJ got there, Kenny's best quality was throwing the ball. So you got two guys that can throw the ball. Because CJ isn't head and shoulders, undeniable, first round pick of the draft next year potential. Not saying that he can't get there, politics and this, that, and the third, but just from an eye test view, because he's not that, I just don't think you lose anything not pushing him out there as the starter. You know, if anything, you build the mystique even more, and then he can
what
play.
do you lose? You don't lose with either one. You don't lose with either one. Now it's a narrative. Now you're just building a narrative.
What do you mean
don't lose with either one?
You I didn't say you lose with either one. I say you
said you lose more.
Okay, you're right.
That's denoting.
You're right. You're right. You do lose more. You lose more of the mystique, and you lose more of the potential to guide a guy that you really believe in, and you can hinder him due to unready success. I mean, I don't think that like I said, it's just either one of these guys can win us 10 games. So when I'm speaking about this is not about us having a guy being a 5-game winner and a guy being a 10-game winner. They both can win us. And right now, before we play a first game, I would honestly say they can win us 8 or 9 games, either one today. Now, obviously, get better the more games and all that, but today, 8 or 9 games, signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, because outbound. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
However, I think the growth potential this year could be more with Kenny if we were to set him as the starter. CJ's mystique could always build during that time. And even if
I could care about mystique. Can he play
well at a part of the
season? If he's a
CJ would just
don't give a
3X.
darn about mystique.
CJ would be 3X. But that matters. Marketability and all that stuff matters.
What are you talking about? He's a golden boy already. He doesn't need
So why didn't Arch start the beginning of the year last year at Texas? I think this is the same case. This is the same case as Texas.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Quinn Ewers had just gone to a semifinal. How is this the same case?
I think from just looking at it from the talent of
you can't. No, because it's not the same case. It's literally not the same case. Neither player has taken a snap as a starter.
Do you think that Art should have started over Quinn Ewers because they believe in how they do now?
No. If I had a quarterback that had just led my team to the semifinal, because Arch is not Trevor Lawrence. Arch ain't Trevor Lawrence either.
Kenny mentioned CJ Carr is not Trevor Lawrence either.
Okay.
He's more in line with an Arch.
Okay. But guess what?
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Ain't Quinn Ewers either.
He's better than Quinn Ewers.
But he's not coming off a playoff run.
But his talent's better.
But he's not coming off a playoff run, and he's not the clear leader in the locker room. It's totally different.
Yeah, but I think he has more of an influence than CJ right at this moment.
That's a whole nother topic and debate.
That matters though.
But you're the one that brought up the Arch Manning Quinn Ewers situation.
Yeah, two talented guys.
That's apples and oranges.
One playing over the other because of seniority, even though the talent exists in the younger guy. But I agree with Wayne. If you choose CJ, you're losing Kenny in a year, and if you choose Kenny, CJ.
See, it doesn't matter. You're losing the losing quarterback is leaving. More than likely, I can't speak for them.
Yeah, more than likely.
I don't want to speak for them.
Just more than likely.
It looks like
they're not going to stick around like Steve. I tell you that. I know they're not going to stick around like Steve because they believe in their talent. That Steve didn't believe in his talent, but Steve had a growing process. I think these two guys are more ready to play right now than Steve was when he first got there. So I don't think they'll stick around because of that.
Look, man, I've been set free and delivered of all past ghosts, all past hauntings as a Notre Dame fan. I go into this quarterback competition in fall camp with a clear conscience, my brother. With a clear conscience saying, may the best man win. And I have no fear in whatever decision is made. I've already prepared myself to lose whomever I might lose.
Yeah, we're going to lose somebody.
If that's the case,
We gonna lose
And
somebody.
so be it. But I truly believe that we're about to have a dude coming out of this
You
competition.
gonna have a dude.
That's the bigger point.
It's gonna be a guy that's gonna put us in contention.
It's an hey man, Marcus Freeman's gonna step out on that ledge like Mufasa and hold up his starting quarterback and let everybody know.
Yep, he needs to do it. Yep.
This is the dude in college football for the next 2 years.
Yep.
This is the dude in college football.
That's the goal of the podcast. The podcast today is about that.
That's right.
Hold up the quarterback for the next 2 years.
Hold him up.
Homegrown.
Somebody is about to be Simba. Somebody is about to be Simba.
This is the Simba podcast.
That's all that matters. That's all that
Facts.
matters. That's all that matters.
Podcast. Facts. Somebody's gonna be Simba out of this.
That's all that matters.
Until 2027.
Until 2027. That's all that matters. And more than likely,
one comes.
They're going to be the first Notre Dame quarterback drafted high in a long time.
Yep. That's the outcome. Because of that, you raise up a potential first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're raising up. So better be ready. That's the whole point of this.
We got about 15 minutes left. Who, in your mind, you've been through a fall camp with Mike Denbrock. What is he looking for?
Well, you gotta be the same guy every day. You gotta be able to, in a lot of moments, you gotta give moments. You gotta be special. I mean, now especially because he done seen special, coach special. That's the determining factor in my mind that he's thinking, because he's gonna say he's been around talent. If you ain't here, if you're not good. So it's those differencing plays and special qualities that's got to stand out, and that's going to be Mike Denbrock's guy.
Man, let me tell you something. It is going to be a pleasure to view, to hear, and to wait to see the outcome of this quarterback competition.
Yep.
It really is. Lucky Lefty podcast. So we said the show was going to be all about the quarterback competition today. We gave you an hour and 40 minutes. And I do have one thing left that I do want to show. And I just don't understand the foolishness that comes out of some of these coaches' mouths. I just don't understand it. But this first video, I'm going to keep it a buck, Left.
I don't understand it.
Look, bro. This made me almost just want to Lincoln Riley, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 2 minutes at the Big Ten press conference. First of all, the Big Ten introductory, everything with the Big Ten being in Las Vegas is whack. I'm going to just say it.
Whack.
It's whack. I know you had teams on the West Coast. That honestly, that's not even a meeting point.
Yeah, Vegas is not
You're making all the East Coast teams travel all the way out to Vegas. Man, look, make them dudes fly. They have to fly to play games all year long. They can fly to Chicago. But here's Lincoln Riley being asked about the rivalry left. Oh, boy.
About the importance, the significance of the USC Notre Dame rivalry, and does it matter when that game is played during the schedule?
Does it matter when it's played? I don't think so. I mean, I think that's something that we'll always look at. I think depending on what happens here from a playoff perspective, and you know, do we expand? You know, what model do we go to? That's certainly going to have an impact, not only in the rivalry, but what time of year potentially that you would play it. You know, I've been asked a bunch about it. Listen, I told somebody the other day, when Bob Stoops first called me and offered me the OC job at Oklahoma, and I'd been sitting on pins and needles for like 4 days, and I was convinced I wasn't getting it. I was at gate 12 of Love Field, and he called me and told me that he'd offer me the job. I took it immediately, and like my very first thought, like literally before calling my dad, calling my wife, anybody, was I get to coach in OU, Texas. First thing, right? When I decided the night at my house, right, to take the USC job, my first thought was I get to coach in USC Notre Dame. It's the first thought, because before coach, player, any of that, as a fan. And so the rivalry, all these rivalries mean a great deal to me. They mean a great deal to anybody that cares about college football. Yes, I mean, that's, do I want to play the game? Hell yeah, I want to play the game. Absolutely. It's one of the reasons I came here, all right? But also, my allegiance and my loyalty is not to Notre Dame, and it's not to anybody else. I'm the head football coach at USC, and I'm going to back USC, and I'm going to do everything possible that I can in my power to make USC as good as it can, and not going to let anything stand in between that. So I'm very hopeful we can get to a point where it makes sense. It's one of those situations right now where the two schools are in radically different situations. I think we can all agree with that, with the one having a conference affiliation and one not. And I think it's another, I think there's a million reasons why that we should very seriously, as a college football community, that we should adopt the automatic qualifying in terms of the college football playoff. And this might be the most important one, right? Is that we give every reason for college football to preserve non-conference games that mean a lot to the history of the game and to the fan bases and the former players and everybody that's been associated with it. So I'm very hopeful that we can get there, and I'm very hopeful that we play this game forever.
Sweet and bitter water, ladies and gentlemen, cannot come out of the same mouth. You can't sit here and use the structure and the difference that has been there for going on now close to over 7 decades. I'm sorry, 5 decades, but they've been playing close to 7 decades. But for 5 decades, over 5 decades, Notre Dame has always been independent, and you've always been in a conference. What are you talking about? When did this difference become so large and so egregious that it's become difficult to continue the relationship? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Lincoln Riley? You talk about wanting to wanting to coach in Oklahoma, Texas, wanting to coach in USC Notre Dame. But you tucked tail and ran when you found out that Oklahoma was going to the SEC. You got out of there as quick as you could. Now, I don't think there's anywhere for you to run. There's no place for you to run. So the only move you can make is to dismantle one of the jewels of college football in terms of rivalry games. USC players, current and former, don't even agree with you. They think you're foolish. In whatever stance this is that you call yourself taking. I guarantee you wouldn't be feeling this way if Notre Dame had not dominated the last decade. You love Notre Dame so much that you came and got one of the main cogs of the rebuild in Chad Bowden. Maybe Chad showed up and said, I don't think you want to play Notre Dame moving forward. Maybe it was Chad Bowden. Maybe this isn't Lincoln Riley. Maybe it's Chad Bowden warning Lincoln Riley, yeah, I don't think you want that smoke. I don't think you want that smoke. Matter of fact, if we're going to start the process of competing with them, we're going to have to sign like 50 players in the 2026 recruiting class. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to sign like 50 players. I'm confused, Lincoln Riley. I'm very confused, man. James Franklin, he's a clown. Squidward, you can go live under the sea in your barnacle with SpongeBob. But Lincoln Riley, you're all over the place with your argument. What is it? Is it the difference between Notre Dame's independence and you having to play in a conference? You tucked tail and ran from the Pac-12 and took the money. That really wasn't your decision. That was an administrative decision to join the Big Ten. But you thought you would come into the Big Ten and it would be a little bit easier because you didn't have to play Washington, who was spanking you. You didn't have to play Utah anymore, who was spanking you. Even when you had Caleb Williams, Utah spanked you. So you were starting to get spanked in the old Pac-12. Oregon was spanking you. So you thought you were running to greener pastures. You thought you were about to come to the Big Ten and eat. And you had to go up to Minneapolis. You took it on the chin from the Gophers. The Golden Gophers sent you back home with an L. They're one of Michigan's worst teams in the last decade. Gave you some gin and juice as you got on the plane going back to LA. What I'm sensing here is you're grasping for straws as you sink as a program, as your coaching mystique sinks. You're grasping for straws. You're trying to grab hold of anything that can pull you up and stop you from drowning. And what's the one thing that you know everyone will pay attention to? Notre Dame. Notre Dame. So I hope more than any game on their schedule, my hope is that the Fighting Irish welcome the men of Troy into South Bend. Take them behind the woodshed for 2.5 hours and then politely send them on their way back to LA. I hope Notre Dame plays 3 quarterbacks against USC. I hope the second team is in early in the third quarter against Lincoln Riley and his squad. I hope every member of the secondary, the starting secondary, gets an interception in that game. I hope that every member of the starting front 4 gets a sack. And I hope that every member of the linebacking corps comes in and gets at least 5 tackles. I hope it's just pure domination. All because of Lincoln Riley. Because you don't hear anyone else. USC media is like, shut up. No. Former USC players and current USC players are like, what? He is the lone wolf. the lone wolf, speaking as he is legacy USC, like he is rooted and grounded in USC culture. Like it means this much to him. The reason you're saying what you say is because the truth of the matter is you're not rooted and grounded in the culture. You're not rooted and grounded in the rivalry. And you could care less what you step on, what you throw out, what you get rid of, and what you disrespect, as long as it makes life easier for you as a head coach. That's why you want to get rid of USC Notre Dame. Because at this point, you don't have anything else to hold on to. And it's disgusting that you feel this way. I could see if it was a money move. But everything that you just laid out, wasting the media's time with that bull crap of a reason, trying to grab their heartstrings with the, I get to coach in Texas, Oklahoma, and I get to coach at USC Notre Dame. Save it. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. So we're going to clear out every single seat on the petty train for you, Lincoln Riley. All aboard, buddy. It's all yours. Amtrak, South Bend, all the way out to the West Coast, just like Newt Rockney and the players used to do it when they started the rivalry. And maybe then you can get a sense of what it means to be part of what is, in my opinion, the greatest rivalry in all of college football. That's it. Guys, we'll see you Monday for another great edition. We have some guests joining us. I know Oscar McBride is going to be on with us next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We got to a late start today. 5:30 p.m. daily Central Time. We'll be back with you Wednesday. Oscar McBride, he'll be talking about the tight end room and the offensive line. We appreciate you guys. Tap in, YouTube, subscribe, look for the audio over on Believe, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. For Left SD2 Mics, we're glad to be back. We love you guys. Blessings and favor upon you. Enjoy your families and weekend. It's Lucky Lefty Podcast. As always, you already know, we spin it different.